Good evening and afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you may be watching from. Welcome to Pioneer League Baseball. My name is Scott Gladstone, so excited to bring you another edition of the Great Falls Voyagers versus the host, Glacier Range Riders. The Range Riders come in with a record of 9 wins and 14 losses. On the other side, the Great Falls Voyagers tied for second in the Pioneer League with a 13-10 overall record. It should be another great contest. The Range Riders are going for the split after going behind 0-3 in this series. They have ripped off 2 straight wins to draw it back to 2-3. A win today would be the split for the Range Riders. A win by the Voyagers would mean they take the series after such a dominant start to the 6-game stretch. The man that they will start off and see is the man that started off this series, Rob Hamby. Starter on Tuesday night, and I'll tell you what, he had one of his most uncharacteristic outings of the season because it was a shaky outing for Rob Hamby. Hamby is somebody that has come on and been really strong numerous times this season, but for something he could really never fully kind of take off, and it had to be turned over to the bullpen after just 3 innings and 6 earned runs against Hamby. The Voyagers had his number on that day. He'll look for revenge today. On the other side, it is not the Tuesday night starter for the Great Falls Voyagers. It is number 26, Tanner Brown. Tanner Brown, a left-hander out of Augustana University in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. This is his rookie season. Should be interesting to see what he can bring to the table. Let's go over the lineups real quick as our PA announcer, Tony Hernandez, is going to say them over the top of me. But first, I'll give you the Great Falls Voyagers lineup. Again, we'll go through this a couple times just so you're on the same page as I am. But Runge leads off, Simmons bats second, Jepson third. The middle 3 are Monroe, Colbush, and Olson. The bottom 3 for the Great Falls Voyagers are De Guzman, Oviedo, and Miles McKissick. Something to note in this Great Falls Voyagers lineup, I don't know if it's through injury or through rest or through just an inability to make it, but both Malik as well as Braden Daniel are not playing. They're not in the starting lineup. And I do believe, however, they are available off the bench. On the other side, for the Range Riders, it's McConnell, Cash, and Morris, McCabe, Sims, and Cole. The bottom 3 are Mason Dennison, alongside David Kiriakou, and Austin Bates rounds out the starting 9. Again, Rob Hamby is the pitcher. And now we take you to the national anthem. Don't go anywhere. Coming right up, we have Pioneer League Baseball on YouTube.
You see early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming. Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were streaming. It's red, bursting in, it proved through the that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner Thank you.
The all-time series between these two sides currently sits at 6 wins for the Glacier Range Riders and 13 for the Great Falls Voyagers. Range Riders looking to get win number 7 all time. It'll be their 4th ever win during a day game, and it'll be their 4th ever Sunday win if they can pull off the victory here on this beautiful afternoon in Flathead Valley, Montana. 79 degrees and sunny as Rob Hamby steps out on the mound. A full bask of sun for the right-hander out of Demorest, Georgia. 6'7", 250 pounds. He just finished up his collegiate career at Georgia Gwinnett College. Born on March 6, 1999, Rob Hamby, and playing for the powerhouse squad that the Grizzlies got down there in Georgia. The season stats for Rob Hamby. On the season, he is, I just lost track of it and now try and figure out where it is. He has a 2-3 record, 52 innings pitched. He has 31 earned runs against him over those 52 innings, 43 strikeouts to 16 walks. Once again, let's go over the lineup for the Voyagers of Great Falls. Leading off is Colin Runge. He'll play third base. Aaron Sims bats second and plays in right field. Riley Jepson, the powerful number 3 man, plays at first base. Chris Monroe, a big DH, is the cleanup man. Derek Colbush is in left field. He bats fifth. Will Olson, the catcher, sixth. The bottom 3 are De Guzman, the shortstop, Adam Oviedo, the second baseman, and Miles McKissick playing in center field today. Like I said, no Malik, no Daniel. McKissick gets the nod to man the middle of the outfield. First pitch, we are underway with a pitch that misses high to Colin Runge. Count goes to 1-0. Underway at 1:03 Mountain Time here in the beautiful state of Montana. This one's swung on. It's a foul ball. Count goes to 1-1. Colin Runge on the season is batting .287, 9 home runs, 45 RBIs. Called strike. Count goes to 1-2 for Runge. Runge, a native of Redmond, Oregon, not too far away from here. Couple states over, but in the big scheme of things. 1-2. Ooh, just misses inside. Count goes to 2-2. Couldn't get the call from our home plate umpire. Speaking of, our home plate umpire tonight is Dion Dice. Over at first base, Brandon Snyder, and third base, last night's home plate umpire, Paul Graham. This one swung on. It is cracked to the outfield. Dennison Fields, a strong throw across the diamond. Great play from Mason Dennison, shows his worth in the infield. And with that, a good time to talk about the defensive alignment for the Glacier Range Riders. Behind the plate, it's Austin Bates, the Georgia Gwinnett catcher, catching the man who pitched to him quite a bit this year in Rob Hamby. Over at third base is David Kiriakou, making his debut in the field for the Glacier Range Riders. Mason Dennison, the shortstop. Ryan Cash at second base. And Wofford getting the day off over at first. It's Eddie McCabe, who is grabbing the ground outs for the most part. That pitch misses low, not by much, to Simmons. Count goes to 1-0. The outfield from left to right, same as it was the last 2 days, Morris McConnell and Ryan Cole. One misses high, count goes to 2-0. Good start for Hamby, being able to get a ground out of the first batter, Colin Runge. And a swing and a miss from Simmons makes it 2-1. Glacier Range Riders at home this season, 15 wins and 20 losses. After today's game, there will be just 12 home games remaining, half of them against the Great Falls Voyagers. This is not the last trip to the Flathead Valley for the kids from the Electric City. Foul ball makes it 2-2. The other 6 games will be coming up this next week. We encourage you to join us right here on this YouTube channel, the Glacier Range Riders, or come down to the field if you get the chance. 6 straight, Tuesday through Sunday, against the Boise Hawks, the first ever matchup between the two sides. This one swung on. It's going to be a fly ball down the left field line. Out of play. Another 2-2 coming from Hamby into Simmons. Finding that punch-out pitch, that was the big thing for Hamby. And, part of the problem wasn't really getting the calls from the home plate umpire that night, but, of course, as well, he wasn't being able to find the magic. This one's hit right over to first base. Eddie McCabe will field it and tap first base for out number 2. A ton of 2-strike foul balls by the Voyagers against the Range Riders in Hamby's first start. Right now, he's got enough to 2 strikes twice and then not had to mess around too much up there. As Jepson squares to bunt, it's in the zone, a called strike. Jepson pulled back. There's a little bit of a shift on, actually quite a bit of a shift on. You see Kiriakou sitting way deep over there at third base, and the square to bunt from Jepson, not intimidating. This one's hit. It's almost beat the shift as it was foul down that third base line. Count goes to 0-2. Oh, 2 outs. Hamby trying to work a 1-2-3 inning. He's got to go through Jepson to do it. The 0-2. Swung on, foul ball, out of play. A good Sunday afternoon crowd filing in here. A fair amount of fans coming to their first game, which I'll tell you what, if you have not had the chance to come to a Range Riders game, like I said, you only got 12 opportunities to do so. This one's ripped into left field. Livingston Morris will have to collect it in left field, and a base hit over the shortstop. Dennison breaks up a potential 1-2-3 inning for Rob Hamby. It was 2 nights ago, actually, this almost exact same situation happened. The first 2 batters were dispersed, and then Jepson, I believe that time, was able to reach on a walk against Tanner Solomon before Chris Monroe found a double that brought the first run across for Great Falls. So just because the first 2 batters go down does not mean by any means that the Great Falls Voyagers are done trying to potentially score. That one finds the upper part of the zone. Good pitch from Rob Hamby. Count goes to 0-1. Monroe on the season, .319 batting average. He has 2 home runs and 22 RBIs. Lots of dancing over there from Jepson on first base. Hamby's just going to step off and look him back. An 0-1 about to come with 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. A foul ball. Count goes to 0-2. Jepson on first, ton of wheels, especially for the power hitter that he is. 20 stolen bases for Riley Jepson on the season. Been caught only 3 times. He's one of those 5-tool players that you look at and see that he has a lot going for him. Defensively, holds a 983 fielding percentage. Pickoff attempt over to first base. Back in, standing up. Jepson's going. Swung on. It'll be a foul ball sliced down the right field line. We'll do another 0-2 pitch. Hamby up to 18 pitches thus far. Keeping it in check. Like I mentioned, his last start, he had to come out after 3 innings, and that's because those 2-strike foul balls, as well as a myriad of hits and inability to find a call whenever they took a pitch on 2 strikes. It led to a fairly quick demise for Hamby. This one misses off the zone. Count goes to 1-2. 2 outs. 20th pitch of the inning upcoming for Rob Hamby. Runners going, swung on and missed. That is strike 3. We have a blank in the top of the first against Rob Hamby. We head to the bottom half of the inning. The starting pitcher tonight making his debut at Flathead Field. He has 3 appearances already this season, 3 starts for the Voyagers, but his first time stepping on the mound that we got up here in northwestern Montana. It is Tanner Brown. Tanner Brown, I already mentioned a little bit about him, Augustana University graduate, Sioux Falls, South Dakota native, his rookie season. Stands 6'2", 205 pounds, and is a southpaw batting or throwing with his left hand. He's going to meet Ben McConnell, another southpaw, to start this contest. On the season, over the course of his 3 starts, 13 innings pitched for Tanner Brown. He has allowed 8 earned runs with 16 strikeouts and 4 walks. That is a number that you love to see. 16-4, 4-1 strikeout to walk ratio. This one swung on, carrying to left center field. Coming over is the center fielder, but it's going to be the left fielder in the form of Derek Colbush to make the play. And it is 1 out here in the bottom of the first. The lineup for the Glacier Range Riders. McConnell leads off. Cash bats second. You'll see him right now bat out of the right-handed batter's box. Livingston Morris, the number 3 batter. Eddie McCabe is the number 4 batter. Drew Sims, 5. Ryan Cole, 6. And the bottom 3 are Dennison Kiriakou and Austin Bates. First pitch into Cash. He swings on it a little bit too early. On the swing, fouls it down the left field line into the dugout of the Glacier Range Riders. Glacier Range Riders rocking those Sunday camo jerseys, and you can see the one biggest problem I have. I love the camo, and I think a lot of the crowd does too, is this one's hit back to Brown. He'll field and spin and throw on the wrong side of first base for out number 2. Jepson made a good adjustment over there to make the play on it. Biggest problem with these gorgeous, in a lot of ways, camo jerseys is the numbers on the back. Of course, you can tell Livingston Morris by how big he is. But if you didn't know what Livingston Morris looked like, the 36, you have to look a little extra hard to try and find that number on the back of Livingston Morris's jersey. That's a called strike. Count goes to 0-1. The defensive alignment for the Great Falls Voyagers. It is Will Olson behind the plate. Actually, a weird situation as that one misses inside. Both, this is crazy, both of these pitchers are pitching to their college catchers this spring. That is a weird coincidence. As Livingston Morris gets hit with the inside pitch, and that will break up the 1-2-3 inning from Tanner Brown. So a lot of comfortability for both Brown as well as Rob Hamby in terms of being able to throw to somebody who knows them, knows what they can do. Rest of the defensive alignment. Colin Runge's the third baseman for Great Falls. Christopher de Guzman is at shortstop. Adam Oviedo is the second baseman. Riley Jepson plays first base. Outfield from left to right is Colbush, McKissick, and Simmons. Speaking of college teammates, as that one misses inside, McKissick, when he faces off against Rob Hamby, that will actually be a battle of former roommates. They were roommates down at Georgia Gwinnett. Got a flinch. Count goes to 1-1. They've already faced off a couple times, I believe, this year, but not at Flathead Field, just over at Centene Stadium where the Great Falls Voyagers play. First time the former roommates meet. As this one is ripped into the outfield. McKissick has a beat on it, though. Just has to back up a couple steps. Probably a good exit velo, but the result is out number 3. We head to the second inning. It's 0-0 between the Range Riders and the Voyagers. Glacier Range Riders are currently tied with the Great Falls Voyagers after 1 inning of work. Hamby prepares to fire the first pitch of his second inning of work, and it's a swing and a miss from Derek Colbush. He's behind 0-1. It's a hot one under the midday sun here, just at 80 degrees. Only going to get up to 84 today. The 0-1. Swung on. This one's carrying down the left field line. It'll go into the lawn area down there and be a souvenir for whichever kid is lucky enough to scoop on top of it first. The 0-2. Misses low. Called ball. Count goes to 1-2 now for Colbush on the season. He is batting .324 with 3 home runs, 36 ribbies for the Voyagers. 1-2. Misses outside. Hamby sets. And this one's ripped out to left field. Livingston Morris backing up, and he'll make the play on the run. It's a fairly hard hit shot over there. And after the E7 that we saw at Livingston Morris last night, there is almost hesitation every time a ball's hit over there. Just because I feel like I misread him the most often in the outfield in terms of, is that a play he can make, or is that a play he cannot make? Sometimes just completely misread it as that one. I was waiting until it got into his glove securely before I was guessing to jump to some judgment on where it was going to end up. 0-1 after the first pitch smacked the zone. That one misses the zone. Count goes to 1-1. Will Olson, of course, mentioned him because of his connection with his pitcher tonight, Augustana University graduate out of Omaha, Nebraska originally. Omaha not too far from Augustana. This one misses low. Count goes to 2-1. Will Olson, he struggled a fair amount on the season, but he's had a lot of success at Flathead Field. .270 batting average. No home run. Still looking for his first professional dinger. And he has 14 RBIs. This is a late swing and a miss there from Olson. Count goes to 2-2. Hamby, you see that big red beard that he's rocking. All a part of the 6-7 package that he brings to intimidate opposing batters. Called strike 3. Olson looks down, thought it was a little bit low. Does not get the benefit of the doubt on the call. And he is expired on a backwards K. Hamby has 2 gone in order in the top of the second. Up comes Christopher de Guzman. Christopher de Guzman got last night off, but he's been a great defensive player as well as offensive player this series. The man that's originally from Fajardo, Puerto Rico. Swing and a miss. Count goes to 0-1 against de Guzman. From Puerto Rico, went to Alabama State University, and now the switch hitter playing in his rookie season. A called strike. Count goes to 0-2. Impressive stuff from Rob Hamby thus far. Oh, 2. Misses off the plate. Count goes to 1-2. I can tell you that it is a good crowd out here, but you wouldn't know it by looking at that backdrop. Get different shots of the crowd here. A lot of people opting to kind of stick to the shade for the most part. 1-2, swung on to second base. Couple hops, and fielded and thrown by Cash to McCabe for out number 3. An impressive inning from Rob Hamby. He disperses the Voyagers in order. Leading off the bottom of the second, it'll be Drew Sims. In this half inning, we're going to see Sims, Cole, and Mason Dennison. A little bit more about Tanner Brown, a 5-year career for the Vikings of Augustana. This first pitch is swung on and missed by Drew Sims. Count goes to 0-1 here in a tie game, 0-0 bottom of the second. Over his 5 years at Augustana, just 3 losses for Tanner Brown, 25-3 record, and a 3.19 ERA. That one misses. Count goes to 1-1. Strikeout to walk ratio over those 5 years, 301 Ks, just 78 base on balls. This one's hit to second base, fielded by Oviedo. The throw to second is casual for the second, or the throw to first is casual for the second baseman. And we got one gone in the bottom of the second. And Cole played a big role in last night's win for the Glacier Range Riders as first pitch finds the zone, called strike. He was able to get a leadoff base hit in the bottom of the 8th inning. He got to first base, and then he got to second after Kiriakou had a pinch hit walk. That one misses low. It's 1-1 with 1 out, bases empty for Cole. On second base, he had a great read in the at-bat by Ben McConnell, where he read a ball in the dirt that was called a wild pitch. Called strike, count goes to 1-2. So he read it, got the wild pitch to get him to third, and then a strikeout with 2 outs of Ben McConnell, allowed to run to first on that scenario, and it goes down as a pass ball that was able to score Ryan Cole. As that one stands up, the catcher, count goes to 2-2. Tough call, and it was actually one that we were looking at, trying to decipher whether it was a pass ball or a wild pitch on that second one. I originally said wild pitch on the broadcast. As a 2-2 has a late swing on it over to first. Jepson there to field. And he will do so successfully. 2 gone in the bottom of the second. The reason why it went down as a pass ball rather than a wild pitch against the pitcher at the time, Montana Quigley, is because the ball hit the glove fairly cleanly first. I mean, it was low to the ground, but it was one that should have been caught between the legs of Polanco, the catcher. It did not hit the turf and then go through the legs of Polanco. Swung on, and it's a foul ball. Count goes to 0-1. Mason Dennison at the plate now. This series, batting .389 as the Glacier Range Rider. That one goes up and in. Count goes to 1-1. A strong start for him, especially after starting his Range Rider time 0 for 7. And another hit for Mason Dennison. He has sizzled in the past couple games, and he continues under the midday sun. And a 2-out rally potentially, maybe, for the Glacier Range Riders. Up comes the left-hander, David Kiriakou. Kiriakou swings a strong bat out of the left-handed batter's box. Tell you a little bit about him. Mentioned last night, played 3 seasons for the University of Kansas. Former Jayhawk, now a Range Rider. First pitch is fouled back. Count goes to 0-1. He is 1 for 1 in terms of reaching the bases in his Glacier Range Riders career. Worked that huge walk to get Ryan Cole to second base. Put him in scoring position, and then that wild pitch pass ball. Dennison's running. The throw is not in time. No chance to get Mason Dennison. A successful steal a second. The pitch was a ball, so it goes to 1-1. A runner in scoring position for David Kiriakou, looking for his first RBI in the Pioneer League. On the mound, Brown sets, delivers outside. Kiriakou, his arrival shows some competition for Rob Hamby in terms of who rocks the best beard on this Glacier Range Riders squad. 2-1, flinch from Kiriakou, but he holds back. Count goes to 3-1. On deck is Austin Bates. Could have a big opportunity for the catcher batting out of the 9 spot if Kiriakou is able to draw another walk. See Mason Dennison there standing with his leadoff off second base. 3-1. Swing and a miss. Hitters count. Kiriakou tried to give it a ride. Came up empty. Count goes to 3-2. Over his collegiate career, 6 home runs for Kiriakou. He also has 1 professional home run. Going yard in the Champions Cup. Playing for the Chicago Deep Dish COVID Pop-Up League. Foul ball. Kiriakou stays alive. A lot of muscle packed into the 5'9" frame of Kiriakou. His best season at Kansas was in 2018. 38 games played and 5 home runs, 17 RBIs. Swung on and missed. Kiriakou comes up empty, and the runner is stranded on second base. We head to the third. It is 0-0. Back here, we're in the top of the third inning. Rob Hamby comes out for his third inning of work. And he will see 8-9-1. Oviedo, McKissick, and Runke. On deck is former college roommate Sitz, college teammate in general. There's plenty of Georgia Gwinnett representation throughout the Pioneer League, but no team represents the Grizzlies more than the Glacier Range Riders. 0-1 after Oviedo swings and misses. Right now, just 1 hit for either side in this contest. 0-1, swung on. And it's right to second base, fielded by Ryan Cash, and he makes it look so easy there at second base. And here it is, Miles McKissick stepping up against Rob Hamby, righty-righty matchup. Rob Hamby originally from Demorest, Georgia. Miles McKissick on the other side. Came a little bit further to go to school at Georgia Gwinnett. He's from Delray Beach, Florida. The versatile, listed as an infielder, but can play all over the diamond. He's even pitched. First pitch swinging as Hamby fools McKissick. Count goes to 0-1. The 0-1 smacks the zone. Count goes to 0-2. Always fun. I've broadcast my last 2 summer seasons in summer collegiate ball, and there's a lot of teammate-on-teammate matchups there in terms of pitchers and batters, and it's always good fun to try and figure out who has the upper hand, as this is a foul ball. Count stays 0-2. You know each other's stuff, and, I was just talking actually before the game with Tanner Solomon, who is running the analytics today, and, it was of note that when he faced off against Jason Newman, who was a former summer collegiate teammate of his, that he kind of made most likely the future MVP of this league look a little silly. Struck him out twice and had him go 0 for 3 against Solomon. That one made it go to 1-2 as it missed. This is a beautiful shot right here. Actually, you can see in center field between those trees, that is the local ski hill, Big Mountain, also known as Whitefish Mountain Resort. See it right over left field, and a swing and a miss. As I was going to kind of try and segue something into a ski and sends him down skiing, but it wouldn't have made sense and would have just confused everybody. 2 outs after the strikeout of Hamby against McKissick. I'm sure they'll get another chance to meet today. But battle 1 between the Georgia Gwinnett Grizzlies goes to Hamby. That one misses to Colin Runge, getting his second at-bat of the contest. 0 for 1, a ground out to shortstop. This one swung on, cracked up the middle. It'll be a base hit from Colin Runge. Second hit of the game for the visitors, as with 2 outs, they get a runner on first. It was last time they got a runner on. It was also with 2 outs, as Riley Jepson got himself a base hit. Ended up getting stranded on the base paths. Gray Falls looking for a different outcome here as Aaron Simmons steps up. Simmons grounded out to first in his first at-bat. Runner on first is Runge. Good speed from Runge. Out of the leadoff spot. Not the fastest on this on this Voyager squad, as Daniel most likely takes that cake with 24 steals. Runge on the season does have 15 to his name, though. Tied with Jake Malik for third on the team in stolen bases. Riley Jepson is the man in second with 20 stolen bags. 1-0 misses. It goes to 2-0. This series for the Glacier Range Riders as a team against Great Falls, they're batting .251, averaging 4.8 runs per game, 2.8 extra base hits per game. They have 5 home runs and just 3 stolen bases. This one's popped up. Charging over is Kiriakou, but he will not be able to make the play. It'll be a souvenir out of the field of play. Now goes to 2-1 after the foul ball. Swing on the hitters, count 2-0. Now a little bit more in Hamby's favor. I believe our pitch count is a little bit off on the screen. So trust what I have to say more when I tell you I have Hamby at 46 pitches. Swung on a foul ball that bounces into the turf, then off the body of Simmons. Count goes to 2-2. Same way it seems that the Glacier Range Riders have tapped into the Georgia Gwinnett system. It has been Augustana University has been all over this lineup. Of course, the pitcher as well as the catcher, Will Olson, today for the Voyagers. But also this man. No, not this man. Don't know why I said that. Thought Aaron Simmons was an Augustana guy. This one is swung on, carrying out to left center field. Livingston Morris coming over, and it falls. Livingston Morris unable to come up with a catch. He lost that one at the last minute in the sun.
Number 23, first baseman, Riley Jepson.
It'll be interesting to see what that one goes down as. and an E7 last night that resulted in a run scoring. And I'll wait for the official word from our official scorer on what that one goes down as. Don't know for sure if it hit the glove of Livingston Morris. If it did, it might go the way of an error, and it will be an E7. This one smacked down the left field line, but it's foul. So the run will go down as unearned, as that should have been out number 3, but all the less frustrating for Glacier to give up a run. Fall behind 1-0 here in the top of the third inning. That one misses up high. Count goes to 1-1. That one misses high. Now gets even more dangerous as Riley Jepson's at the plate with a runner on second base in the form of Aaron Simmons. I was thinking Augustana University. I think I was thinking about the Augustana graduate that is on the Billings Mustangs. I think I just completely short-circuited. Count goes to 3-1. 2 outs, runner on second, 1-0. The Great Falls Voyagers lead the Glacier Range Riders. The 3-1 pitch coming in as Hamby sets to fire on the mound. Swung on. This one's carrying well, but it is going to die up in center field. It is fielded successfully by McConnell. The third out of the inning, however, an E7 brings across the great first run for the Great Falls Voyagers, and we head to the bottom of the third. Glacier Range Riders currently have a 1-0 deficit, and it'll be 9-1-2 for the Range Riders in this half inning. Bates, McConnell, Cash. First pitch is fouled back from Austin Bates. The 0-1. That one misses low. Count goes to 1-1. Swung on right back to the pitcher. And Brown makes a great play to turn a 1-3 ground out, one gone in the bottom of the third. Tough luck for Bates. Would have been able to get it by the southpaw, then it would have been a base hit for the former Georgia Gwinnett man. Comes Ben McConnell. Ben McConnell 0 for 1 today. He flied out to center field. First pitch in the zone, a called strike. One swung on beyond the pitcher, and then Oviedo cannot handle it cleanly at second base. It is a speedy McConnell, so we'll see what officially that goes down as. I could see it either way, as that was a slow roller. Would have been tough to make. But again, I'll defer that one to our official score to make the call on.
Second baseman, Ryan Cash.
It's going to be called an infield single. Up comes Ryan Cash, batting out of the right-handed batter's box. He checked his swing on the first one, but he held back. Count goes to 1-0. One out, McConnell on first base. We've already seen one successful steal today by the Glacier Range Riders. That was Mason Dennison who swiped the bag. McConnell's going. The throw. It'll be off target and nearly into center field. It was almost an E2 that would have put McConnell 90 feet away, but instead he makes it look so easy, steal on second base. The second steal of the game for the Glacier Range Riders. It was a called strike, so the count goes to 1-1. McConnell in scoring position now. Preparing to see the 1-1. Nice little breaking ball that finds the zone. Count goes to 1-2. Brown sets on the rubber. Fires it up high. Count goes to 2-2. Ryan Cash, I mean, you can just tell the crowd knows Ryan Cash really well, and also they know what he brings to the plate in terms of his discipline. 2-2. One out, runner on second as McConnell easily can score on a base hit. Now once in the dirt, he won't get the chance here. Count goes full at 3-2. A man waiting on deck that you do not want to have any more runners than you have to on base for, Livingston Morris. Three-two. Misses inside. Ball four. Ryan Cash works himself a walk. Now Morris with a chance to redeem himself. An E7 in the last inning that helped bring a run across. The left fielder steps into the batter's box. Prepares to receive the first pitch from Tanner Brown. Brown on the season, opposing batters hitting just .224 against him. He has been incredibly solid, one of the leaders on this Great Falls Voyagers pitching staff. Already mentioned the home Sunday camos for the Glacier Range Riders with the white pants. Green caps for the Range Riders. First pitch, swinging on a high fastball. Count goes to 0-1 as Morris comes up empty. On the other side, the Great Falls Voyagers wearing one of their road uniforms. All black, red lettering, gray pants. They got multicolored caps, including a bright green bill. This is another swing and a miss as Morris is behind 0-2. Livingston Morris, first time up was plunked in his left quad with a pitch. The 0-2. Swung on, fouled it down the left field line. Hits are 2-2 right now. Scores 1-0. An unearned run in the top part of this third inning. Another 0-2. Misses up high. And if you're going to miss against Livingston Morris, you'd rather miss the edge of the zone, outside of the zone, than put one over the plate for him. That one's in the dirt. 2-2 now. Started 0-2. A foul ball on 0-2, kept it there. Now 2 straight balls, one that missed way high, that one missed way low. 1 out. Eddie McCabe, who's been swinging a hot bat, he's on deck. The 2-2 pitch into Livingston Morris. Foul ball. Into the netting. Cash on first. McConnell on second. A few other Range Riders are in the conversation, but without a doubt, 2 of the speediest Glacier players. The 2-2 pitch misses high. We go full for Livingston Morris. A ball loads the bases. A strike gets out number 2, takes any chance for any sort of sacrifice off the board. A huge pitch coming from Tanner Brown to Livingston Morris. The southpaw on the mound, sets on the rubber. Fires, swung on. It'll be a strikeout. However, we did get a double steal happening there. Will Olson decided not to throw anywhere. So, a weird situation because it wasn't completely negative. Of course, no sacrifice. That's something that I just mentioned. But the double steal on Will Olson, it was just a weird situation. It almost looked like they thought there was 2 outs and they were running on the pitch. But maybe they were just trying to kind of fool Olson, and they seem to have done so. As that one misses low and inside, just missed the shoe tops of McCabe. Count goes to 1-0. McCabe today is 0 for 1. He lined out to center. One swing of the bat most likely gives the Range Riders a lead if it gets down. Misses up high. Count goes to 2-0. On deck is Drew Sims, DH in today. Hitters count for a hitter in Eddie McCabe. They won't give him a chance to hit that one. 3-0 as it misses inside. Those are nice sunglasses from Eddie McCabe. It's quite a look. 3-0, 2 outs. Runners on second and third. A ball loads the bases for Drew Sims. Brown sets to deliver. Misses high. 4-pitch walk to Eddie McCabe. Bases loaded for the kid from Hollywood. Drew Sims this season started on an absolute tear, then came down to earth a little bit, but still swinging a really good bat. 256, 2 home runs, 9 RBIs, and as I like to do when the bases are loaded, especially with somebody that has shown some pop in Drew Sims, never, ever has a grand slam been hit at Flathead Field. Nice little breaking ball that finds the zone, and Brown responds to the 4-pitch walk with a called strike against Drew Sims. Oh, 1. That one hits Sims. It'll bring home a run on a bases-loaded hit by pitch, one of the easier RBIs on the season for Drew Sims. He picks up his 10th ribby of the year, and all he has to show for it is a bruise. Up comes Ryan Cole now, bases loaded. Cole has yet to leave the yard in his first professional season. Just 13 games under his belt. This is his 50th at bat as a professional. Swing and a miss from Ryan Cole, and I'll tell you what, I say it almost every time he steps up. He is not the biggest customer, but he can swing it. If he connects, look out. 0-1. Foul ball. Cole falls behind 0-2. 1-1 is our score after the bases loaded hit by pitch. Now Cash on third, McCabe on second, Drew Sims on first. Everybody will be running on contact. 0-2 coming into Ryan Cole. Can Brown minimize the damage? He sets on the mound. Kicks, fires, misses low. Count goes to 1-2. Despite a fairly slow start of a 146 batting average for Cole, he will always approach his at-bats with a lot of baseball IQ. 5 years at Notre Dame. Misses up high. Count goes to 2-2. He fell behind 0-2. That was not the end of the bat. The end of the at-bat for the California native. 2-2. 2 outs. Bases loaded. Breaking ball is in the zone. A called strike 3. And that is how the bottom of the third ends. With the bases stuffed, we stay at a tie game. 1-1, we head to the fourth inning of play. Back here, we're in the top of the fourth inning. Chris Monroe leads off this half inning. Struck out swinging against Rob Hamby his first time up. Hope you enjoyed the mid-inning festivities we have. That is what we call cookie face. I assume others who have played the game call it something similar, as it is a foul ball to start off the at-bat versus Chris Monroe. You start with an Oreo on your forehead, you try and work it to your mouth. And the young man who won that, he found a good rhythm. They were all out of whack to start that one, though. Got it in check. Slow and steady wins the race. Speaking of, we're slow and steady through a couple innings, and this one is ripped into center field, a base hit for Chris Monroe.
Number 22, left fielder Derek Colbush.
Let's take a look around the PBL. There's not a lot of scores to report because only one other game is currently in action. But how does the playoff picture look as we have 25 games remaining for most teams? Well, I'll tell you, Missoula, they already clinched a playoff spot, and they're starting to create some distance atop in the second half. Everybody in the North Division rooting for Missoula to lose in every single contest. They have not done that this week. A 5-0 week thus far against the Boise Hawk. This one ripped to second, or to short, fielded for one, for two. It is a beautiful 6-4-3 double play. And just like that, the leadoff base hit is erased. Take another look at it. The pitch fielded by Dennison, the throw to Cash. In time, but got him by a half step over there at first base. McCabe had to reach up a little bit to get it. But Colbush grounds into the double play, and we got two gone. In the top of the fourth, nobody on. First pitch in the zone against Will Olson. Olson 0 for 1 today, strikeout looking. Below Missoula, it's a two-team tie for second. Great Falls being one of those teams. They're tied with Idaho Falls, each team a 13-10 record. There's a hefty swing and a miss, and Olson's behind 0-2. In fourth place in the North, 4 games back of first, it's Billings. They had a big win last night versus Idaho Falls, and Glacier looking for their 10th win of this second half of the season. Currently sitting at 9-14. And 6 games back of first place. The tragic number for the Range Riders right now is 20. That means if they lose 20, if Missoula wins 20, or any combination of those two things that add up to 20, the Range Riders will be eliminated from playoff contention, winning that second half ground. This one swung on, popped up, and foul. Do another 1-2 pitch in a moment. In the South Division, Grand Junction leads by 5 games at a 17-6 record. Ogden already clinched a playoff spot. They're 12-11. Rocky Mountain is 10-12. There was an interesting situation that happened between Rocky Mountain and Ogden last night, and I'll explain that in a moment. This one's hit over to short, fielded by Dennison, and the infield put to plenty of work that inning. A base hit erased by a 6-4-3 double play, and then a 6-3 ground out gets us through the top of the fourth. Just 8 pitches thrown by Hamby. We'll see in a few moments for the bottom half of the frame.
shortstop, Mason Dennison.
Welcome back. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning. It's 1-1 between the Great Falls Voyagers and the Glacier Range Riders. We see 7, 8, 9 in this half inning for the Glacier Range Riders. Mason Dennison, as well as David Kiriakou, and Austin Bates. Going to take me a while to get used to Kiriakou. I think that's correct. As the first pitch misses inside, count goes to 1-0. Finishing out what I was saying about the Pioneer League standings, and I'll tell you that Rocky Mountain story in a moment, and it'll blow your mind if you're not tuned in. Foul ball makes it 1-1. Northern Colorado is in fourth place. They got a 9-13 record, and Boise rounds out with the worst record not only in the South but also in the PBL. Range Riders will be excited to possibly increase that in the week upcoming, as the Range Riders looking hard for some wins, and they could get it with the Hawks that sit at a 5-18 overall record, and they're going to have most likely a losing streak. Well, not most likely. They could very well win at home today against Missoula, but in their last 6, they will have at least 5 losses, as Missoula currently leading the series 5-0. This one hit over to third. Runge throws across, and it's going to get by. It might be an infield single, as Dennison going all the way to third. The throw, safe. Dennison, what speed from the shortstop. Take a possible ground out, turn it in to a 3-bagger. He's not going to get full credit for the 3-bagger, but I'll tell you what. Actually, it's going to go down as an error straight up, so that's a tough one to eat if you're Dennison, but I'm sure you'll take the success of your team first. As the throw was way off target from Runge, nobody there to back it up, and it gets all the way to the bullpen, where finally it's grabbed, but like I said, Dennison boogieing from the get-go. As soon as he saw it go past the first baseman, Jepson, he was on his high horse. The E5 now puts a runner on third with no outs. First pitch to David Kiriakou. Misses. Count goes to 1-0. Kiriakou looking for his first Range Rider RBI. To do it on a sacrifice as well as a base hit. He'll do it on a base hit. David Kiriakou, a first RBI as a Range Rider, brings across Mason Dennison. It is 2-1. The Range Riders are in front. Congratulations to the Kiriakou family. Watching back home in Oakland or wherever they may be at right now. David Kiriakou, I talked about it a little bit last night. His dad played baseball at Cal Poly Pomona. His uncle Steve played at UC Berkeley. And his cousin Jason played baseball at San Francisco State. Baseball is in the Kiriakou's blood, no doubt about it. Called strike, count goes to 0-1. Still no outs here as a pickoff attempt over to first base. Kiriakou, not a huge steal threat over there. Not that we've seen, at least, or not that the stats have shown. I mentioned last night, Kiriakou just 3 stolen bases post-high school. That one's in the zone. Count goes to 0-2 versus Austin Bates, who's 0 for 1 today with a ground out back to the pitcher. Swinging on 0-2, fouling it up and over. So let me tell you what happened in Ogden, Utah last night in a Pioneer League game. And I'll tell you what, I'm glad this didn't happen because I don't know how I would react if I was a broadcaster calling a game where something like this occurred. Kiriakou is going to be caught in a rundown. The throw to second, and Kiriakou is left stranded there. And it's going to be a 1-3-6 put out of Kiriakou, who was leaning too much, got caught in the pickle, and dispersed, caught stealing. Now 1 out, an 0-2 count upcoming to Austin Bates with nobody on. This is low. Count goes to 1-2. All right, let me set the scene for you. It is 5-5 in the bottom of the 8th inning between Ogden and Rocky Mountain. 5-5, bottom of the 8th. 2 outs, runners on first and second. Check swing on the pitch up high. Checks over with the first baseman, didn't go. Count goes to 2-2 with 1 out, bases empty. So in the 5-5, bottom of the 8th, 2 on, runners on first and second with 2 outs. Ball is hit to shallow center field. The center fielder, count's going to go full here. Center fielder for Rocky Mountain makes a diving catch. Looks like an outstanding catch. Broadcaster calls it a catch. Everybody seems to accept that it is a catch, and everybody jogs off the field. This one swung on over to third. Runge with a chance to redeem himself, and he does so. 2 out now in the bottom of the 4th. The umpires meet after both teams exit the field. Still a tie game. Going into the 9th, Rocky Mountain's going to get their cracks on the road in the top of the 9th inning in a tie game, 5-5. The umpires meet. They discuss for quite a while before coming back out and saying, actually, the guy who we thought flew out to the center fielder, you're on first. The guy that was on first gets to go all the way to third, and the guy that was on second was allowed to score. So they called it out on the field, and then they said, well, it actually hit the ground, and it would have scored the run from second, so you get the run. They overturned it. The Rocky Mountain coach, clearly for overturning of a huge call in a huge situation for a Rocky Mountain team that's trying to stay within shot of the playoffs, frustrated as this one's hit over to first base, and it will be out number 3. He tossed his helmet. He tossed his shoes off. He got his money's worth on an ejection, and the rest of the game was played under protest. It would go on to be won 8-5 by Ogden. But I'll tell you what, that is how it shook out in Ogden last night. It has made every game that we've had thus far this season look a little bit more tame. And we head to the 5th. It's 2-1 after a huge RBI single by David Kiriakou. Back here with a leadoff ball that misses just low from Rob Hamby in for his 5th inning of work. Count goes to 1-0. Over in the MLB, ranks. Nearly had a perfect game, actually. The Rays drew Rasmussen. Took it all the way to the ninth inning, a perfect game, but then a double. And that one's rough because you lose not just a perfect game, but a no-hitter as well. Speaking of losing something, this ball has been lost over the left field fence. A home run from Christopher de Guzman absolutely rocked it over the left field fence.
Number 5, second baseman.
2-2 after the solo shot by Christopher de Guzman to lead off this half inning. Absolutely shellacked it. Adam Oviedo steps up now. I was going to say who was due up, but now that is adjusted as we are guaranteed after de Guzman to see 8-9-1 now. And Adam Oviedo as well as McKissick and Runge. How does Hamby respond to the home run ball given up? 1-0 misses. Count is 2-0. Fell behind 2-0 versus de Guzman and put that one in the zone. That was hammered. 2-2 is our score now. 2-0 count. The pitch from Hamby to Oviedo. Misses high. Now it's 3-0. Okay, so I took enough time talking about the rest of the Pioneer League and kind of the situation going on there, and of course the incident that happened down in in Ogden against the team from Colorado Springs. A 4-pitch walk after giving up the home run. Oviedo reaches first with no outs. So let's tell you what games are going on today and where you should be rooting for. For both teams, they should be rooting for the Missoula Paddleheads to lose to the Boise Hawks. Currently, there are 0-0 on the top of the second inning down there in Boise. The other game that's going on, both these teams, in theory, for the most part, should be rooting for Billings to beat Idaho Falls. Currently, Idaho Falls and Great Falls tied with each other for second in the North Division. And if Missoula wins, then it most likely will be a 2-horse race between Great Falls and Idaho Falls for the second best overall record. As foul ball starts it off for Miles McKissick. Lots of Georgia Gwinnett represented here. As a Grizzly throwing to a Grizzly with the batter, also a Grizzly. 0-1 with no outs. A glance over to first. Hamby will pick it off over there. Not able to get him. 0-1. No outs, runner on first. Austin Bates had a quick conversation with his pitcher after that 4-pitch walk, which came right after the home run ball. This one misses low. Count goes to 1-1. RBI single by David Kariakou in the bottom of the fourth made it 2-1 Glacier. The solo jack tied us back up at 2 apiece. Big lead from Oviedo, but a swing and a miss from McKissick. Throw down to first just to keep Oviedo honest there. Good pick off the dirt from Eddie McCabe down there. Count goes to 1-2. No outs. Other games going on as the Billings-Idaho Falls game yet to start. It'll start at 4 this afternoon. Grand Junction beating Northern Colorado 1-0. Rocky Mountain beating Ogden 1-0 as well. The 1-2 pitch coming in from Rob Hamby to Miles McKissick misses upstairs. Count goes to 2-2. First time these two former roommates battled, it was won by Hamby, a strikeout swinging of McKissick. McKissick on the season, batting 196, 12 RBIs. Runners going, swung on. Knocked down by Dennison. He will not throw across the diamond. Just kept it in front of him. A great play from Dennison to stop that one from going. But he could not pick it cleanly. It's going to be an infield single. Puts runners on first and second for the leadoff man, Colin Runge. Nothing percolating in the bullpen for the Glacier Range Riders. Hamby at 73 pitches now. They're going to let him continue to ride. First pitch swung on, hit hard but foul. Now 1-0-1. Hamby looks at Oviedo on second. Swung on and missed. 0-2 now is the count. Runge on the day. Singled his last time up the middle. And pitch 76 coming in from Hamby to Runge. Swung on to third. The throw is off. And it, I think, will be an E5 on David Kiriakou. The throw was off. Cash had to go up to get it. And then he did not want to get an absolute slide tackle coming in from McKissick. So he had to shoot his body out of the way and still try and get the tag down. He never applied a tag. And it will be an error to put a runner on each of the bases. First pitch swinging. Simmons out to deep center field. Backing up is McConnell. McConnell makes the grab against the wall. A great play from Ben McConnell, but everybody will move up a base. It goes down as a sacrifice fly for Aaron Simmons, who would have had a grand slam if he hit it to any other part of the ballpark. Believe that last one will go down as a fielder's choice error. One misses. Count goes to 1-0. Oh, what happened to our center field camera here? Got adjusted a little bit. We're figuring it out. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Count goes to 1-1. Jepson at the plate, 1 for 2 today, a single and a fly out. Runge at second base. This one swung on, a slow roller, and it will get by. Oh, what a play! What a play from Rob Hamby. Wow! Oh, my goodness. Rob, that one went by McCabe, who was really thinking that his only play was to make the out over at home. I think that's what McCabe was charging it, saying, well, I guess my best option is to try and do that. And behind him, Rob Hamby, who was running back to possibly cover if maybe McCabe fielded that and flipped it back to him. It got by McCabe, and then on the run, the umpires are discussing right here. I'm going to see if I can, let's go a full motion replay real quick. Might watch slow in a second to see how close that was. The umpire's still talking. But you see, it goes by. Hamby fields. Oh, Let's see if we can get to this slow-mo replay because it looked like the runner, Jepson, beat that one out. coming in. McCabe, his only chance to make the play is there. Fielded, picked up. He did pick it up cleanly. If we go frame by frame, oof, there's a lot there. The umpires are going to say it's out over at first. That was close, and we don't have a high definition of enough shot over at first base to see super clearly, but there is definitely an argument for Jepson to make that he was able to beat that one out. Instead, it goes down as an unassisted pitcher ground out, and for Rob Hamby, using every inch of that 6'7" wingspan. Still a runner on third and Runge. Pitch goes up high. A run did score on that. Maybe lost in all the hoopla and, my applauding of the play. McKissick was the one that was able to reach home and score the run. Runge gets to third. Rob Hamby's first pitch went up high. That one fouled back. Count goes to 1-1. It's 4-2 Great Falls leads. You can go back and check it out. I slow-moed it and try to pause it, slow it down for you. You can zoom in. I cannot zoom in. I do not have those capabilities. Bottom line, it goes down as an out, and for Hamby, what a hustle play from a guy that, honestly, the first couple times there was a situation where he was supposed to run over and cover first. He had a couple moments where he didn't do it properly or in time. And that time, you can't ask for much more from your pitcher to try and cover his own base. The 1-2 with 2 outs coming into Monroe. Runner on third. Still could push one more across this inning if Monroe is able to find some lumber. Mentioned it the first time these two matched up on Tuesday. Not two guys you want to get in between if they get in a bar fight or something. This one misses low. Count goes full, 3-2 for Monroe. 6'5", 250. Of course, 250 pounds as well is Rob Hamby. 3-2, 2 outs, runner on third. 4-2, Great Falls leads Glacier. The pitch from Hamby. Hit down the third base line. Kiriakou will come in. He'll field. He'll throw. Good scoop over at first base from Eddie McCabe. That limits the damage. 2 runs across for the Glacier Range Riders that inning. We'll take you out to another look at the impressive defensive play from Rob Hamby. Ryan Cash is going to be the leadoff man. We get 2, 3, 4 in this half inning in the form of Cash, Morris, and Eddie McCabe. Cash 0 for 1 today. This one sliced up into the air. Second baseman Oviedo will come over to make the play. 1 pitch, 1 out. That was pitch number 75 for Tanner Brown, and maybe I'm 1 behind as our official scorekeeper has 76. Livingston Morris steps up. Morris 0 for 1 today. He got plunked with the pitch, and he struck out swinging. Swung on and missed. He was badly fooled on that one, and the dirt came up. He was just kind of geared up to swing at whatever he got. And Brown gave him nothing close to the zone. Casual warm-up starting to get going in the Great Falls bullpen, and that ball has been obliterated. Oh, my goodness. Every time Livingston Morris hits a home run, I don't think he can outdo it. That one, he might have outdone it. Goodbye, baseball. Livingston Morris has just breached the left field fence. Somebody give him the hard hat. It is 4-3 after the solo jack from Livingston Morris.
Number 7, first baseman, Eddie McCabe.
Wow. You just know it when it hits the bat of Livingston Morris that it's going to be a gone ball. Warm-up's getting a little more intense now from the Great Falls bullpen. There's nothing going on in the Glacier bullpen right now. Another foul ball has McCabe behind 0-2. 4-3 after Livingston Morris just toppled one. An absolute shalam. I'm just going to start making up words to describe Livingston Morris's home runs. That's all I can do at this point. It is incredible what he can do. Obliterates balls, bats, everything in between. 2-2 is the count as McCabe fell behind 0-2, but working it back. That's what McCabe is so good at. Worked a walk his last time up. This one swung on out into center field, shallow center field, but Miles McKissick comes in and makes the play on the run for out number 2. Up comes Drew Sims, 0 for 1. He's got an RBI, though, on a hit-by pitch with the bases loaded. Wore one right on his elbow pad. First pitch coming in from Tanner Brown. Called strike. Called strike. It is 1-2 for Drew Sims. Glacier Range Riders just 4 hits on the day. Great Falls has 5. Errors have been an unfortunate mark of this game for both sides, as it is 2 for Glacier, 1 for the Voyagers. 2-2, 2 outs. Check swing, called, strike 3. Livingston Morris gets a big home run, but that's all she wrote in the bottom of the 5th. It's 4-3. We head to the 6th. Fans, we'd like to remind you that Range Riders home run by Livingston Morris was presented by Hidden Homes Montana. Don't forget, Hidden Homes Montana and Keller Williams Realty are making a donation to the Sparrow's Nest of Northwest Montana for every home run hit by your Glacier Range Riders at Flathead Field this homestand. What a jack. I wonder if Austin Bates and our home plate umpire are talking about that right now. They're both just staring a smile, looking over to that left field fence. They very well could be talking about the distance of that one. And I can tell you, it was 444 feet. A new high for Livingston Morris. First pitch to Kolbush misses. Count goes 1-0. There's a swing and a miss. Count is now 1-1. Derek Kolbush due up this inning, as well as Will Olson and Christopher de Guzman. .110 miles per hour off the bat of Livingston Morris, to the tune of 444 feet. Not bad for the kid out of Woodstock, Georgia. This one swung on, foul ball. Count goes 2-2 now on the day for Derek Kolbush. He is 0 for 2, line out and a ground out. That ground out was not just him that got out, it was a double play. 6-4-3. Ooh, that foul ball went into the body of Kolbush. Hopefully he's okay, as really feeling it on the top of his right foot, I think. Never a fun one to wear. Bob Hamby at 91 pitches. We're getting a lefty in the pen. Trying to figure out who that is that may be warming up. I think that's Drew Holwiger. He is the head of our analytic data keeping to the booth right next to me. But Tanner Solomon's taking over those duties tonight because Drew Holwiger, obviously, coming out of the pen. Not do it every night when you're a player, but as a pitcher, there are nights when you know you're not going to play. And so that's why they get thrown up there rather than a batter on the bench that through injury or any other means could come in. 3-2. Misses. Ball 4. Derek Kolbush reaches with a leadoff walk. Up comes Will Olson. Will Olson struck out looking and grounded out. First pitch coming into Olson. He squares to bunt. Coming in is Kiriakou, and he'll throw it. It'll be off of first base. I think that's going to go down as a bunt for hit, as that was a great bunt drop down. Even if it doesn't go down as a bunt for hit, it will likely be a sac bunt. I mean, it will be. The worst case scenario is a sac bunt error, but I think, yeah, it's going to be a bunt single. Not much that Kiriakou could do about that one. Kiriakou, my bad. Looks like this might be the end of the day for Rob Hamby. The entire infield coming in, and he will get a shake of the hand as he daps up his infield. And in comes Drew Holwiger. Don't go anywhere. Big situation, 2 on, no outs for the lefty. New pitcher is Drew Holweger, the left-hander, originally from the state of Ohio. Played his college ball at Furman as well as for Palm Beach Atlantic University, D2 school down in Florida. And he inherits a big situation. Expected a sacrifice bunt. That's what it looks like, is Kiriakou as well as Eddie McCabe, the two corner infielders, pinching in. Does square to bunt. Down to first. Fielded and tagged. They said that he didn't tag the runner at first. They said that he did not tag the runner at first. I can tell you, I'm looking down the line right now, and it looked to me like he got a big part of him. Umpires are going to meet, but this is a big call because it means bases loaded, no outs, or it means second and third, one out, and that is a big difference. As it'll either be a sacrifice bunt or a bunt single. Another meeting of the umpires here. They're going to discuss, maybe the home plate umpire had a better angle on it. I can tell you what, Nick Hogan and the rest of this stadium are not going to be happy if they say that that was safe over at first. The umpire on top of it immediately said that it was no tag applied. And they're still talking about it. We had that Rob Hamby play last inning that went against Great Falls, even though it really might have been a safe play over at first by Riley Jepson, and that might have made the difference of a run. They are going to say safe. And immediately Nick Hogan is tossed. And Nick Hogan has tossed his hat, and he's going to get his money's worth. They said no tag applied at first, and now he's going to come after the home plate umpire. Nick Hogan still going after it. The first base umpire has completely walked away and is disengaging. Nick Hogan's now going to walk back to the dugout. Let's take a look at that last play in full speed, first off. See what we can see from our angle. Drop down the sacrifice bunt. And, of course, I was slow to jump over on the goal. So you never even got a clean look at it. So I apologize for that. But I'll tell you what, down the first base line, it looked like that tag was applied. Now the entire infield is in. Nick Hogan will have to walk out of the stadium after he was immediately tossed. Crowd here going to give a standing ovation to Nick Hogan. Getting a couple more words in for our umpire on the base paths. That's tough, and Drew Holweger as well is going to have a conversation. The umpire over there at first base is an umpire that has called quite a bit of Range Riders games in Brandon Snyder. And clearly, plenty of animosity can get worked up throughout the season between umpires and coaches. Bases will be loaded with no outs after what goes down as a bunt single. Runners on second and third are, as this one's hit out to right field. Coming in, the throw home. It will be no attempted run-in from Kolbush. So Holwiger gets the job done as Oviedo flies out to right field. Tell you what, if Holwiger is able to get out of this bases loaded, no out jam, this place is going to explode in chance of ball don't lie. In theory, though, it still would only be 2 outs if that run happened, and it would be runners on second and third no matter what. But in a 1-run game, top of the 6th inning here, that call becomes huge depending on what happens the rest of this frame. Miles McKissick batting out of the 9 spot gets a chance here. Bases loaded, 1 out. First pitch misses low. Count goes to 1-0. Acting manager now is Stu Peterson. One out. Bases loaded. Holwiger sets on the mound. Kicks and fires. That one is in the zone, a called strike. Well, I'll tell you what, an ejection of a home manager after a controversial call, if that doesn't spark some life into a home crowd, I don't know what does. 1-1, 1 out, top of the 6th here. McKissick about to pitch, about to receive the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Count goes to 1-2, 1 out. Strikeout would be huge because that means no sacrifice is an opportunity for Runge. But still, one more strike needed. Holwiger, such dedication to his craft. He is definitely a late bloomer in terms of when he came onto the baseball diamond. Didn't start playing until his senior year. Has put in a ton of work. And you can tell he's a coach's son. His dad's a basketball coach, but that ethic and emphasis on IQ, he is a big studier of film. I think he has watched his full outing at least 3 times this last time out where he struggled. Breaking ball misses high. One was close. And the crowd keeping on home plate umpire Dion Dice. 2-2 with 1 out. Bases loaded. Will the mulligan for McKissick prove fatal? This one swung on. Back home. Fielded, and the tag was applied over there at first. And now I can officially say that if McCabe was said to have tagged the base runner, who was de Guzman over there, if that call was made to what the Range Rider fans and Range Rider manager Nick Hogan thought was correct, that would have been out number 3, and no runs would have come across this inning, in theory. That pitch is outside the zone. Appeal over to first. Of course, that was not a swing. That one misses, and it's 2-0. Kolbush scored on that last play to make it 5-3 in a game where runs have been fairly hard to come by. A big run put across this inning, and it could get worse. Runners on second and third. Pitch in the zone. Also got to take a look at, I did clip that high, or at least said to be high pitch by Dion Dice. The pitch finds the zone. It's 2-2. One more run has gone against Rob Hamby. The runner at third also is his responsibility if Will Olson finds a way home. Pitch. Swung on. A high fly ball to right field. Ryan Cole coming in. He's calling off Ryan Cash, and it will be a catch for out number 3. Controversial call, as well as an ejection. A wild top of the 6th inning. A run scores in sketchy fashion. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Back here, underway in the bottom of the 6th inning. First pitch from Tanner Brown misses low to Ryan Cole, the batter. 1-0. Swung on by Cole, heading to left field. It is foul. That one was easily the distance for a home run, but it goes to the left of the foul pole, and a called strike makes it 1-2. Tough one to swallow from Cole, who I think himself thought that it found its way into fair territory. That one skips. Count goes to 2-2. 91 pitches right now for Tanner Brown. Question is, can he make it out of this inning, or will he be taken out before the end of the 6th? 2-2. Breaking ball swung on into shallow center field. It'll fall for a base hit from Ryan Cole. Just like in the bottom of the 8th last night, Cole leading off the inning and finding a way to get on. Up comes Mason Dennison now. Dennison swinging a hot bat. Already mentioned 389 in this series, and it's gone up a little bit as he was deemed to have reached on an error the last time, but does have a single, so 1 for 2 today. Got a righty warming up in the pen, so does Nick Emanuel, the acting coach, want to go with a righty-righty matchup, or it seems he's going to stick lefty-righty. Pickoff attempt over to first base. Speedy Ryan Cole, good to keep an eye on him. First base umpire, Brandon Snyder, he is going to get the LeBron first time back in Cleveland treatment here, as pretty much Every call that he gets to make will be jeered or sarcastically applauded by the Flathead faithful. Still bringing it. It took a second for that applause, and I'll tell you what that is. As the pickoff attempt, clearly safe over there, and a slow rise to the feet and safe signal as this one's ripped into right field. It is going to be caught out there in right field. The throw not in time. And another, every time that late applause that you're hearing is the fans here applauding the call from the first base umpire. One of those inside jokes that if you just tuned this inning, you would not know. But even with no baseball before this year in the Flathead Valley, they know how to properly sass the men in blue. Another pickoff attempt over to first base. And the cheers are just getting louder every time Brandon Snyder makes a safe call over there. Pitch coming in, and Kiriakou swings and misses. Count goes to 0-1. Cole over at first base. Nearly went yard for his first professional home run this inning. That one misses low. Count goes to 1-1. Instead, Cole just got a base hit out of it. And now Kiriakou with a chance to possibly move Cole along, maybe even do more. Swing and a miss. Count goes to 1-2. One out. On deck is Austin Bates in the hole. Ben McConnell if we get there. Tanner Brown sets on the mound. Throw over to first. Called safe. One, two, one out. Ryan Cole, a healthy leadoff over at first. Pitch up high to Kiriakou. Two, one out. I just saw some hat waving over in the Great Falls dugout, so it might mean you're on deck. That is a called strike three. Kiriakou doesn't like it, but he will have to make the walk back to the dugout. 2 outs now for Austin Bates, and that will be the day for Tanner Brown. We'll take a quick break as the new pitcher comes in. Don't go anywhere. It's 5-3. Great Falls leads. Back here, we're in the bottom of the 6th inning. There's 2 outs. Ryan Cole is on first base, and Austin Bates is coming up, setting up a righty-on-righty matchup right now. Runners going. The throw into second is safe. Successful stolen base by Ryan Cole. That's a called strike. Count goes to 1-1 as I believe that pitch missed. Again, I was focusing a lot more on the steal attempt. It is 1-1, 2 outs for Bates at the plate. That one hit his head. Just got a piece of his head there, and he looks to be okay as it just nicked the top of the helmet. The new pitcher for the Great Falls Voyagers is number 21, Connor Spear, University of Wisconsin Whitewater grad, originally from Highland, Indiana. This is his rookie season, 5'10", 175 pounds. And for Spear on the season, he has an 0-2 record. 31 earned runs over 24 2/3 innings pitched. Up comes Ben McConnell. Huge moment. First pitch in the zone, a called strike. Spear has struggled at times this season, but he had a hugely successful career for the Warhawks of Wisconsin Whitewater. 0-1 with 2 outs. Swing and a miss from McConnell. Count goes to 0-2. Runners on first and second. Bates on first represents a possible tying run. 2 on, 2 outs. McConnell behind 0-2. 1 for 3 today is McConnell, a single of the infield variety, and his second time up. The 0-2. In the dirt. Count goes to 1-2. If we get there, Ryan Cash bats second in this lineup, and that means he is on deck. 1-2, 2 outs, bottom of the 6th. Misses outside. We go 2-2. Two outs. McConnell versus Spear. Cole on second, Bates on first. Running on contact. Contact is made, but it's a foul ball. Another 2-2 coming in to Ben McConnell. Pitch in. Swung on. Foul ball again out of play. McConnell protecting the plate, staying alive. 10th pitch upcoming from Connor Spear. Seventh pitch of this at-bat. This is low and away. We go full. That means the runners will get a run on the pitch. Infield's going to back up and shift over as you see the shortstop coming up, basically playing just to the left of right behind second base. Big payoff pitch, 3-2. Steps off. Looks Ryan Cole back to second. Doesn't want to let him get too much of a head start. Stu Peterson, of note, is now coaching third base. The pitch, ball 4. Ball 4 to to Ben McConnell. Brings up Ryan Cash. Bases loaded, and the Range Riders can answer a controversial top of the 6th inning with an explosion right here, depending on what Cash can do at the plate. been Mr. Reliable all season for the Glacier Range Riders lineup. There's been lots of hot and cold streaks, but once he found his way solidly into the starting lineup after the first series and a half or 2 series, it was Great Falls actually where Ryan Cash turned into the hit powerhouse that he's become. Called strike to go behind 0-1 for Cash. Cash today 0 for 2 with a walk. Lots of speed on the base paths, especially on the corners with Cole and McConnell. Foul ball. Cash is behind 0-2. Of note, however, McConnell fell behind 0-2 before he worked it back and was able to get a walk out of it. Can Cash do the same? Will he come up short against Connor Spear? Time is called by the catcher. We're going to get a meeting at the mound. Cash on this season, .343 batting average. He has 3 home runs, a triple, and 8 doubles. The rest of his hits are singles. That means total base-wise, he is at 102 total bases. 3rd on the team behind Brody Wofford, Ben McConnell, Livingston Morris, and actually that makes him 4th on the team. 0-2, 2 outs, bases loaded, the pitch. Swung on to left field. Will it stay fair? It will, off the wall. 1 comes home, 2 comes home. Stu Peterson falls down, putting up the stop sign for Ben McConnell. Almost gave him the green light to come home, but it is a tie game. A 2 RBI double from Ryan Cash. Range Riders are deadlocked with the Voyagers. Last time up, Livingston Morris belted a 444-foot bomb over the left field fence. The crowd cheering not only because of that, but because of the situation that he steps into. Go-ahead run 90 feet away, and Ben McConnell, first pitch in the dirt. Connor Spear was not the man that gave up the home run to Livingston Morris, but just like everybody in this league, well aware of his bat speed. Swung on and missed by Morris, trying to find a second home run on the day. 1-1 goes the count. 2 outs here. How about it from Ryan Cash? I mentioned vast majority of his hits are singles, but he comes up with a huge extra base hit there. That one is in the dirt. Problem is he hit it with so much pace that that's the only thing that kept Ben McConnell from scoring on that one. It just got out to the outfield too quickly, and a good throw in from Colbush put up that late stop sign from Stu Peterson. We saw Ben McConnell get thrown out at home last night. Count's going to be 3-1. Hitters count for the hitter in the starting lineup for the Glacier Range Riders tonight. How does Spear approach this? First base is open. Eddie McCabe is on deck. He would be more than happy to step up in a bases loaded jam. Swing and a miss. Put it in the zone for Livingston Morris. Morris caught fishing. Full count for Livingston Morris. (3-2), 2 outs. Time called by Livy. He's going to adjust his jersey as well as the gear that he's got on his arms. 3-2. Swung on. It's foul. Hit with a lot of velocity down the left field line. But it was closer to Stu Peterson coaching third than it was to the third base bag. Another 3-2 pitch coming in to Morris. Prepares to receive. McCabe on deck. Another foul ball. Morris stays alive. 5-5 is our score here in the bottom of the 6th inning. This has been a seesaw affair. Every punch has been answered with one of equal ferocity. 3-2. Swung on. This one blooped into shallow center field. Shielding his eyes is the shortstop. And de Guzman makes the catch for out number 3. It's a 2 RBI double from Ryan Cash that squares this game at 5 apiece. Don't go anywhere. Should be an exciting final 3 innings of work at Flathead Field. Here in the top of the 7th inning, it is Aaron Simmons, 0 for 2 today, but he did reach on an error by Livingston Morris in left field. Squares to bunt, pulls back. It is a called ball. Count goes to 1-0. Right now, clearly, Great Falls trying to take advantage of the depth at which Kiriakou is playing with over at third base. Again, squaring to bunt. Again, pulling back. Count is 2-0. Holwiger back out there for his first full inning of work. After one pitch into his outing tonight, controversy erupted here at Flathead Field. Misses inside. It's 3-0 from Holwiger. Mentioned last time he was pitching in the last inning, as that one finds the zone on a get-me-over pitch. Count goes to 3-1. I mentioned, he is such a student of the game. I actually, 2 nights ago, coming over to ask about something in the booth next to me where he was doing the analytics. As this one's popped up, it's going to be foul out of play. 3-2 is the count now to Simmons. He was in there, and he was watching the stream back of the game and his outing. He had an early error in it, and he was clearly frustrated with himself after that error. He realized as he works his way back from 3-0 to get a strikeout on the 3-2 pitch. I'll tell you what, the pitchers love this camera angle that we're getting, and also a great shot at Austin Bates there. A big smile for Drew Holwiger. But, clearly Drew Holwiger was appreciative of the camera angle, and he was using it all he could to try and see how that inning shook out for him and kind of what went wrong in that outing. Voyagers' stats on the season, a 1-1 record. This is his 11th appearance, 16 innings pitched, and he has 12 strikeouts to 13 walks. That's the one thing for him he struggled with a little bit is the control, and just in general, clearly there's a lot of raw ability there, and he was a D1 baseball player and successful at Palm Beach Atlantic University this past season. But as that one's ripped to third base, Kiriakou makes the play. The throw, safe over at first. That was really the only chance to make there. If that would have gone all the way through to Dennison. But now Kiriakou's getting up slow. Hopefully he's okay over at third base. Had to make a tough throw from his knees over there. And of course, Riley Jepson pretty fast. I think that was the correct call over at first base. One of the more confident times I've been able to say I think that was the correct call at first base in the past 2 innings. Count goes to 0-1. 1 out. Monroe at the plate now. Like I was saying, with Holwiger, basketball player pretty much all his life, with his dad as his coach on the court. And then the story that I told last time when he came out is this one's fouled to make it 0-2. Just got into a bullpen. Somebody broke out a radar gun. Oh, and he's hit 94 on the gun. Completely, pretty much uncoached in terms of pitching a baseball. Well, if you're a left-hander that can hit 94 on the gun, pretty much anybody can work with that. And he also credits the fact that he had really strong academics to making him a solidified D1 baseball recruit, prospect, whatever you want to call it. 0-2. Swung on and missed. Pickoff over to first. Just a little bit late down there to try and get the runner Jepson. And 2 gone after the strikeout of Monroe. Colbush steps up now. 0-2 is Colbush. He walked his last time up. And that's a note to anybody out there wanting to play baseball at the next level. Just as much as your talent on the field can come into play, what you do in the classroom in terms of showing up, doing what's asked of you, I'll tell you what, that makes coaches recruiting you, it makes their life a lot easier when you bring solid academics to the table. And Holwiger, clear beneficiary of that, finding his way into a D1 baseball program. Next thing you know, he's a pro ball player, and he's getting a swing and a miss from Derek Colbush there to make the count 1-1. I've yet to take the full deep dive into Drew Holwiger's basketball career. You know, knowing what his specialty is. Is he a deep range hitter? Was he a... And speaking of deep range, that's a deep range line drive. But it's right to the glove of Ben McConnell. It is a infield single from Jepson, but that's all she wrote in the top of the 7th. Stick around for the 7th inning stretch. Don't go anywhere. It's 5-5.
Okay, it's time for the 7th inning stretch. Get on your feet, get those vocal cords ready. Looks like Cliff and Huck are Thompson friends, and here we go. Everybody sing! First baseman, Eddie.
Former Voyager Eddie McCabe will lead off this bottom of the 7th inning. 0 for 2 is Eddie. A walk for him, as well as a line out and a fly out. Game's starting to look a little bit like last night, just a game where neither side can find much space from the other one. As we do have a new pitcher in the game for the Great Falls Voyagers. Called strike makes the count 0-1. Ethan Swanson is the new right-hander as that one is swung on, and it's going to be a tough play for Runge to make. He comes up, and he makes the throw. Good play from Colin Runge, who does have a error that resulted in 3 free bases for Mason Dennison and eventually a run. But that one maybe redeems himself a little bit, as it was phenomenal layout and throw from Runge to Jepson. 1 gone in the bottom of the 7th. The new pitcher, Ethan Swanson. I can tell you, Swanson has no wins and no losses. This is his 11th appearance, as that one's said to have found the zone. Over 10 2/3 innings pitched. He has 7 earned runs against him and 14 strikeouts to 14 walks. Kind of a similar stat line that Vollweger has. This is high. Count goes to 2-1. Glacier Range Riders and the Great Falls Voyagers last night were tied going into the 8th inning, and it was in the bottom of the 8th where the Range Riders were able to strike gold. 3-1 now for Drew Sims. A walk puts him on first for Ryan Cole, who stands on deck. 3-1. That one escaped the catcher and greatly missed the zone. Count goes to 0-0 for Ryan Cole, now stepping up. Ryan Cole 1 for 3. Singled and a fly ball into center field his last time up. And that led off the inning that eventually resulted in him scoring the first run of 2 on that Ryan Cash double. Tell you what, Ryan Cole and Ryan Cash on the same team rarely trips me up, but every once in a while I have to double check myself. First pitch misses inside to Ryan Cole. Count goes to 1-0, and it was fine when Cash, of course, usually at second base, and Cole was in left field. But now with no more Sam Linscott, it is incredibly confusing with Cole playing right behind Cash. Foul ball makes it 1-1. I think it was last inning, maybe, that there was a ball hit in a shallow right field, and then it's Ryan Cole, Ryan Cash battling for it, which Ryan C. will get it. 1-1, misses. Count goes to 2-1 now for Cole versus Swanson. Swanson, originally from Alva, Oklahoma, played his college ball at Northwest Oklahoma State. This is his rookie season, the 5'9", 185-pound right-hander. 2-1 coming in to Cole. Swung on. It's a high fly ball. Backing up is McKissick. Looking for it in the sun. Cannot track it down. Or cannot. Does track it down. Is not deterred by losing it in the sun, I should say. Cannot stop McKissick from catching it. 2 gone. Top of the 7th. Or bottom of the 7th. Ugh. It's a long day. It's been a long series, ladies and gentlemen. 82 degrees now here in the Flathead Valley. Mason Dennison stepping up to the plate. Dennison 1 for 3 tonight. Did reach on that error by Runge and later scored. First pitch finds the zone. Zipped in there for an 0-1 count. Glacier Range Riders, as well as myself, the team and myself get tomorrow off before another 6-game series at home. The next 6-game series will be against the Boise Hawks. First time ever a Southern Division foe has made their way to Flathead Field. Boise currently sitting with the worst overall record in the PBL. Outside, and Swanson falls behind yet again. He has fallen behind on all of the batters that he's faced, except for the first one. Eddie McCabe got ahead 0-1 before McCabe grounded out. 2-1 coming into Mason Dennison. Recently acquired less than a week ago from Billings. That one in the zone, a called strike, count is 2-2. Looking in the pen, it looks like there's some bodies up, but I don't think any actual warm-ups are happening down there to Noah Marcello, who's the bullpen catcher today. 2-2. Late swing from Dennison to protect and stay alive. Count stays at 2-2. Two outs. Runner on first is Sims. Another protection of the plate. We'll do 2-2 once more. Bottom of the seventh, 5-5 is the score between the Voyagers and the Riders. Voyagers going for the series win, 4-2. Range Riders, if they can pull off a win today, it would be a series split of the 6-game set between the two. Down in the dirt, held off. The appeal over to our first base umpire, who has been quite highly scrutinized, Brandon Snyder, said he did not go. I'm sure he would have really heard it from the Flathead faithful if he would have called that one. 3-2, 2 outs. Sims gets to go on the pitch. And he'll have to walk back because it's a foul ball for Mason Dennison. I'll tell you what, I think a small thing that Mason Dennison appreciates, now being traded to the Glacier Range Riders, every single scorecard that the Billings Mustangs wrote his name on, they misspelled his name. And I'll tell you what, Nick Hogan of the Range Riders, attention to detail, they make sure to spell it correctly. This one's hit up the middle, grabbed by Swanson. He'll flip over to first for out number 3. Tough luck for Dennison, a hard hit ball, but comes up empty. We go to the 8th. It's a tie game, 5-5. back here. We are in the top of the 8th inning of play, and I can tell you that there is a new pitcher for the Glacier Range Riders. It's Garrett Martin making his second professional appearance. 6'4", 240-pound right-hander out of Gypsum, Colorado. Just finished up playing the spring season for the Battle Creek Battle Jacks and had a good season over there in western Michigan. First pitch is a swing and a miss. However, his professional debut was not what he wanted it to be. Just 2 innings pitched for Martin and 6 earned runs against him, including 2 home runs. Most likely just going to go 1 inning here before putting it on the plate of a relief pitcher, a closing pitcher, as he's just usually been multiple options to do that for Nick Hogan and the Range Riders. 0-2. Swung on and missed. Garrett Martin, a 3-pitch strikeout to start off his second professional outing. Something to note, we're still 2 innings away from the end of the game, of course. But in the PBL, because of the extra inning rules, where there is no extra innings, if it's a tie after 9 innings, it goes to a home run shootout of sort, what's called the PBL knockout round. That one misses low. Count goes to 1-0 for Christopher de Guzman. If we get to a PBL knockout round, it is essentially batting practice. Each team has a player that can get 5 swings. That one misses low and beyond the catcher. Count goes to 2-0. Conversation here is going to give me a chance to explain what I'm trying to say. If we go to that knockout round, of course the coach or the team gets to choose whoever throws the batting practice to get those 5 swings for one of their players. The problem is for the Glacier Range Riders, they've had 1 knockout round, and it has been thrown by the usual thrower of BP for the Range Riders. That's a called strike, a delayed called strike. Not as quick as usual. Dion Dice makes it, but he makes it to a wry reaction from de Guzman. With Nick Hogan getting ejected, that ejection applies all the way through the remainder of this contest, which includes that knockout round. So that means somebody else is going to have to throw batting practice. Misses high. De Guzman, I think he thought that was a strike because he didn't go. Then he looked back and the umpire said, take your base. So maybe he just lost track or something. Up comes Adam Oviedo. Oviedo today is 0 for 2, does have a walk. I have no clue who would throw batting practice or who would throw a knockout round with Nick Hogan unavailable if we get there. In the dirt, blocked well by Bates behind the plate. Garrett Martin, originally from Gypsum, Colorado. That one misses. Snap throw down to first. Nearly got the man over at first. And de Guzman. Martin finished up his collegiate career at Middle Georgia State. Before that, spent 3 seasons at Marian University in Wisconsin. This is off the plate. Count goes to 2-0. Little trouble keying it on the zone for Martin. I mentioned allowing 2 home runs his first time. He also, as that'll be a 4-pitch walk.
Number 2, center fielder, Miles McKissick.
After getting a leadoff strikeout, Martin has got himself into some trouble, and we're going to have a conversation with the entire infield. Second conversation of the inning. But the first one that brings in pitching coach Mike Spears. Just trying to get his pitcher calmed down a little bit. Obviously, Martin maybe a little bit gun shy after those 2 home runs he allowed to the Voyagers. Looking over to the pen, there is a left-hander warming up in the pen. It's not Drew Holwiger. I think it is Brett Barnett. That is the only left-handed pitcher available for the Glacier Range Riders today. And we're going to have a pinch hitter in a big situation. McKissick, who is 1 for 3 on the day with an infield single, comes out. And Braden Daniel, working as a bullet today, will step into the batter's box to face off against the right-hander. Tell you what, it would not be a bad chance to throw down a sacrifice bunt, as the Glacier Range Riders have struggled fielding those sacrifice bunts, including the rough call that they got down the first base line. That was in the top of the 6th inning. And Braden Daniel has a ton of speed. If he can drop down a sacrifice bunt, I would definitely consider it. And Kiriakou is planning on just that, as he is up in front of the first base, or in front of the third base bag over there. Yeah, you can see right where he's planted. Braden Daniel, a big pinch hitting opportunity. Coming in for McKissick, he also might stay in and play center field. There's a good chance at that. And we're going to get a call to the pen. Stu Peterson came out and immediately signaled for the lefty, Brett Barnett, and the chess match continues. Stu Peterson taking out Garrett Martin, 1 out in the top of the 8th inning. We'll head to the new pitcher when we come back. Runners on first and second, 1 out, top of the 8th. Braden Daniel versus Brett Barnett coming right up. Braden Daniels switches sides. True switch hitter. Originally going to go out of lefty box against Garrett Martin. Now he'll bat right-handed. 1 out, runners on first and second. Tie game. Both the corner infielders pinched in here, expecting a possible sacrifice bunt. First pitch misses low from the new pitcher, Brett Barnett. The left-hander, Brett Barnett, has pitched solidly as a Glacier Range Riders. 2 wins, 2 losses. He's allowed 16 earned runs over 19 1/3 innings pitched. Strikeout to walk ratio, that is the one big question mark for him. 11-17 strikeouts to walks. Called strike. Count goes to 1-1. With 1 out. Braden Daniel on the season. They're bringing him on to this situation for a reason. .336 batting average. 10 home runs from a usual leadoff man. 41 RBIs. And if he gets on base, he's got 24 steals. 1-1. 1 out. Barnett, the glance back. Fires it. Whew. That one fouled off. Way out ahead of that one was Daniel. That one looked like it would have missed the strike zone by a lot from my angle. I think Daniel was just keyed up, ready to hack at one. He goes down 1-2. 1 out. Barnett looking for what would be a huge strikeout. De Guzman on second. Oviedo on first. Swung on, lifted into shallow right field. Ryan Cash comes back to make the play, and it will be a crucial out number 2. Now today's leadoff man takes over from the leadoff man usually pinch hitting, or the usual leadoff man pinch hitting. Got to get my orders of words correct there so everybody knows what I'm saying. Up comes Colin Runge. He has had a hit-or-miss game defensively. He made some great plays, and at the same time had a crucial error that allowed Mason Dennison to get on base and get all the way to third. Now trying to erase a tie game. Pitch misses low. Count goes to 1-0. This is the final game of a 6-game series between these two sides. They've seen plenty of each other. They're going to see plenty more. Swung on. Right back to the pitcher. Barnett fields, flips, and that is out number 3. Barnett comes on in a huge situation, gets 2 straight outs, 2 runners stranded on base. We head to the bottom of the 8th. It's still 5-5.
32.
Back here in the bottom of the 8th, 2 up. It's David Kiriakou, as well as Austin Bates and Ben McConnell. 8-9-1. Kiriakou, his last time up, was able to strike out looking the time before, got his first RBI as a range rider, putting one beyond the second baseman Oviedo into right field. Ethan Swanson is out of the game. Now coming in is Brad Demko. Also, I believe I see Montana Quigley, the late game pitcher for the Voyagers, standing up in the bullpen. Lanky right-hander starting to go through his routine as he could be asked to come upon in the 9th, maybe even later in this inning. This is outside. 2-0 is the count. Brad Demko, the new pitcher on the season, 3-0 record for Demko, 1 save. He's given up 21 earned runs in 28.2 innings. He has 49 strikeouts to 24 walks. Swing and a miss, a powerful swing from David Kiriakou. Comes up empty, count goes to 2-1. I was mentioning the fact that ejected Nick Hogan can come in and throw in the knockout round if we go there. It should also be noted that I'm pretty sure Tommy Thompson usually throws the knockout round for the Great Falls Voyagers. And as this is a high fly ball, if it stays fair, I think it's gone. It is gone. David Kiriakou homers. The Glacier Range Riders take the lead on a ball that scraped the clouds. David Kiriakou has made it a Range Riders lead. For the first time this season, he gets the hard hat. It is 6-5. Glacier now in front. And that Range Riders home run is presented by Hidden Homes Montana. Don't forget Hidden Homes Montana and Keller Williams Realty are making a donation to the Sparrow's Nest of Northwest Montana for every home run hit by your Glacier Range Riders at Flathead Field this season. Called strike into Austin Bates. Count goes to 0-1. That one also smacks the zone. It is 0-2. Just one professional home run for David Kiriakou coming into this game. And he has doubled that with one swing of the bat here in the bottom of the 8th. Misses in the dirt. Count goes to 1-2. So, right as I'm mentioning who will throw in the PBL knockout round, well, maybe just throw that out the window, as right now the Range Riders are going to have a chance to close it out in the top of the 9th. Swung on and missed. Bates dispersed on strikes. Ben McConnell now up with 1 out, bases empty. He's got himself a single and a walk. How about it from David Kiriakou? I said earlier that bat, he had a swing that looked like it was destined for the fences. He came up empty, but you can tell he has such a powerful swing. Took that one off his shoulder, and the only question was, would the wind, where that ball was way up there, would that wind wobble it foul? And I had a perfect view of it down the right field line, and the entire way it was just a straight shot parallel with the line. This one hits McConnell, and McConnell will get to walk to first.
Number 5, second baseman, Ryan Cash.
Up comes Ryan Cash. His last time up, Cash doubled down the left field line, scored 2 runs, tied this game at 5 apiece. It was in a moment that the Glacier Range Riders needed to answer. Calls didn't go their way in the top of the 6th. Their manager gets ejected. And the best response to that was Holwiger getting out of a further damage, turning it over to the offense to find a way to scrape some runs across. First pitch, nice one that finds the zone. A called strike, and the count goes to 0-1. Ryan Cash, you see that beautiful jammer red bat that he's rocking. Part of the reason why he's a fan favorite. Crowd loves the jammer red. Throw over to first is unsuccessful to get Ben McConnell. Ben McConnell can run. Don't you know it? On the season, McConnell has 35 stolen bags, 1 today. This one is swung on, carrying high out to left center field. Backing up is McKissick, who stays in the game after getting pinch hit for last inning. And it is fielded by McKissick for out number 2. Livingston Morris steps up, 1 for 3. That one hit a 440-foot bomb over the left field fence. Also has a hit by pitch, does Livingston Morris. Strikeout, and then he blooped a fly out to the shortstop, de Guzman. Warming up in the pen, I think we get big Austin Steinfort. Him, as well as Justin Coleman, have basically traded off save opportunities since really late in the first half. That one goes way outside. Good snag by the catcher, Olsen, to get to it. Count goes 1-0 as Demko clearly not want to give anything for Livingston Morris to pound. It looks to me now that Montana Quigley has stopped his warm-ups over in the pen. That one finds the zone. Count goes to 1-1. This is going to be a great shot. You can see the leadoff of Ben McConnell over at first base. See kind of how far he goes. This is low. 2-1 is the count. 2 outs. Livingston Morris at the plate versus Brad Demko. Demko on the season, when he gave up that home run to Kiriakou, that was just the 3rd home run he's given up all year, and that's in 29 innings of work. Foul ball makes the count 2-2. 6-5 is our score here. Bottom of the 8th. The Glacier Range Riders trying to come back from losing the series 3-0 to find a way to split the series 3 apiece. Bring a lot of momentum into a crucial series against the last place team in the league. Swung on. This one's hit right to second base. Fielded and thrown on target and in time. The solo home run by David Kiriakou is going to give us a save opportunity in the top of the 9th. Don't go anywhere. The Range Riders have a chance to win it. It'll be big Austin Steinfort that gets the chance to finish off this contest. Austin Steinfort on the season, a 3-1 record. This is his 32nd appearance. If he finishes it off, it'll be his 4th save of the season. Him and Justin Coleman are responsible for 7 out of 8 saves by the Glacier Range Riders this season. Steinfort rocks and fires pitch number 1. It'll be up high. Count goes to 1-0. It's Simmons-Jepson. This one's dropped down. A bunt. Bates fields. Bates throws. What a play from Austin Bates! How about it? That was a great bunt thrown down. It looked like Steinfort was going to go to it, but Bates called him off, and he trusted his catcher to make the play. And it is a 2-3 bunt ground out to get out number 1 here in the top of the 9th. A crucial first out to deal with the leadoff batter. Another look at that play by Bates. Dropped it down. Barehanded pickup. The fire on target and in time. Nice play from the catcher out of Georgia Gwinnett. First pitch to Riley Jepson. Swung on. Too short. Fielded by Dennison. He throws. How about it from Mason Dennison? The entire infield getting in on some highlight reels. I have that highlight ready for you if we get to it. But who knows? Maybe Ryan Cash or David Kiriakou will make a highlight themselves. Just 3 pitches into this inning, and the Voyagers are down to their last chance. It's Chris Monroe. 6'9" Austin Steinfort versus 6'5" Chris Monroe, and he got some swinging and missing on the first pitch. Oh, 1, 2 outs. Steinfort on the mound. Graduate of Rochester College/University. Swung on, foul ball. The Range Riders have the Voyagers down to their last out. What a contest it has been. Back and forth all afternoon. The Range Riders have pulled in front, and Steinfort prepares to fire an 0-2. Swung on to right field. Cole Fields for out number 3, and the Range Riders get the victory. Austin Steinfort, no doubt about it. You can check on the Glacier Range Riders social media. An OG since here since day 1. He will get his first chance to talk to me. And a guy that this is just day 2 for him. David Kiriakou finds a way to get a home run and essentially win the game in the bottom of the 8th. What an outing it was from him. First time up, gets his first RBI as a Range Rider. Next time, put one up there and let it ride down the right field line. It has been a phenomenal series and something that the Range Riders can look at possibly as maybe a turning point to go down this home stretch of the season. Take a final look around the scoreboard and see if maybe Boise is going to do some favors before heading out to Northwest Montana. And as of right now, that's not happening. It's 12-1 in the top of the 7th inning. Missoula leads Boise. Well, Range Riders look like they're going to get Boise on a 6-game losing streak, so maybe they can keep that run continuing and possibly really take some momentum through that series with the Boise Hawks. Other check-ins, Grand Junction's going to beat Northern Colorado around 10-0. Rocky Mountain is leading Ogden 7-3, and Billings and Idaho Falls just getting underway 0-0. Wow, what a performance it was as Austin Steinfort finishes it off. Let me try and take you through what has just happened at Flathead Field. The scoring summary, let's start with that. So Simmons reaching on an error by Livingston Morris in left field. That made it 1-0. Runge ended up scoring on that one after the Livingston Morris error. Then we got a bases loaded hit by pitch by Drew Sims. And then Kiriakou came through with his first RBI as a Range Rider, made it 2-1. A de Guzman home run tied it up. We're looking at 2-2 at that point. And then that's when interesting things started happening. Great Falls took a lead on a sacrifice fly as well as an RBI ground out. Livingston Morris homered 444 feet to make it 4-3. And then it was the top of the sixth where one run came across, made it 5-3. Crucial run, that was controversial inning. A lot happening. Nick Hogan got ejected. And then the bottom of that inning, a 2 RBI double by Ryan Cash. We're all tied at 5 apiece, and then it was Kiriakou in the bottom of the 8th to find a home run and win the game for the Glacier Range Riders. Whew. Wowee. All right. The winning pitcher will be Brett Barnett. Brett Barnett goes to 3-2 on the season after he comes in and Kiriakou essentially gets the win for him. He went 2/3 of an inning, no earned runs, no strikeouts, no walks. Just got out of a 2-on, 1-out jam. Rob Hamby threw 5 innings. He had a great start, 2 earned runs against him, 3 strikeouts and 2 walks. Drew Holwager had a nice 2 innings of work, no earned runs against him, 2 strikeouts and a walk. And Martin, 1/3 of an inning, still trying to get his bearings, but no earned runs technically against him as Barnett and him team up for that scoreless 8th inning. Barnett, again, getting the win. The loss goes the man who gave up the home run, Brad Demko, and the save goes to Austin Steinfort. Final score of this game, 6-5. Look on the Range Riders social media within the next hour, essentially, and you will see a interview with both David Kiriakou as well as Austin Steinfort, as long as both of those guys want to give an interview. I know Steinfort does because he specifically mentioned the fact that I haven't talked to him all season, even though he's been an OG. He'll be excited to get that chance. I told him, I said, get yourself a save, next game out, and we'll talk. And that is exactly what will happen. We're going to talk with Austin, see how he feels after the big save, after a big win. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's broadcast. It has been an absolute pleasure. Whether you're Great Falls fans tuning in and obviously enjoying the first 3 games and not enjoying the most recent 3, or whether you're a great Glacier Range Rider parent, fan, anywhere in between that has had much fun watching the final 3 contests. It has been an honor to have you. My name is Scott Gladstone. Range Riders fans, you can tune back in on this broadcast, on this channel, 7:05 on Tuesday night. We hope you have a good day off from watching some baseball. Maybe you'll get a chance to, get outside or, hang out with some friends or something. Or maybe just invite the friends over on Tuesday night and have a watch party. That'll do it for me, Scott Gladstone. The final score, 6-5 in favor of the Glacier Range Riders. The series is split 3 games apiece between the Range Riders and the Voyagers. Please have a great rest of your evening into night. Stay safe out there, and go Range Riders. Have a good one.